Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sandeepa Biswas and you are watching my channel Econs on Earth. In this video, I am going to describe the production function with one variable, factors of production. So, the production process in which only one factor of production is allowed to vary is called production function with one variable factor. That means we know that there are lots of factors of production used for conducting a production process, but in this analysis we take only one factor of production as variable and all other factors of production are kept as constant. Okay, so here is the formula that Q, the output, is the function of the variable factor labor, because labor is the most variable factor of production which can be changed in short term, and K is kept constant. Okay, so this analysis is for short run. This is a short run analysis. Now, after this, there comes some concepts like total production, average product, total product, average product, and marginal product of the variable factor, that is labor. So, the total product or the total product of labor, we will define it as total product of a variable factor that you call L is the amount of total output produced by a given quantity of variable factor, keeping the quantity of other factors such as capital constant. So, in this analysis, only the labor is allowed to be variable and all the other factors of production is kept constant, and this is the summation of all the outputs produced by the variable factor of production. Okay, then you can write it as total product is equal to summation of all the output produced per unit of labor, factor of production, and this is, you can also write as capital Q. The next concept is average product of labor. Okay, the average product of a variable factor, that is labor, is the total output Q divided by the total amount of labor employed. Okay, so when you want to have an average product of the variable factor or the labor, you need to divide the total output by the total amount of labor employed in a particular production function. After this, marginal product of labor. So, the marginal product is MP is the addition in total output produced by employing one extra unit of labor. Labor or the variable factor. Okay, So the marginal product is the change in the total product because of employing one extra unit of the variable factor, that is labor. You can write it as a change in quantity as a result of a change in labor. This is the change in labor and this is the resultant change in the quantity of the output produced. Okay, so these are three concepts, that is total product, average product and marginal product, is very crucial to understand the production function with one variable factor. I hope you understood up to this point. So here is the table for the production function with one variable factor. Here is the total number of workers, that is 10. Here is total product, here is marginal product, and this is average product. You can see that the total product increases up to this point and repeat it here at the 8th unit of labor employed, and then it starts declining. Why this happens? This happens because of the marginal product of the labor. Suppose a firm is just started and initially it employed the first unit of the labor. So, and the first unit of labor is producing 80 units of output. Suppose that the size of the firm is such that it allows maximum marginal product of labor at the 3 units of labor, whereas you can see that at the 3rd unit of labor the marginal product is 100, that is highest for this particular unit. Okay, so the firm is reaching or reaping maximum marginal product at the 3 units of labor. This happens because of the economies of scale present in some firm. When only 1 unit of labor is employed, the total capacity of the firm is not utilized. When the 2nd unit of labor is employed, more of the productivity of the firm is reaped, and at the 3rd unit 100, and the maximum possible productivity of the unit is achieved. But when the firm employs 4th unit of labor, it starts declining. The productivity declines because at this point the maximum marginal productivity possible is attained. This happens because there is a limitation on the size of the firm, and when you put more of labor in a limited space, the productivity will decline because there is a limited capacity of any firm. So it declines up to 0 at the 8th number of unit. It goes 98, 62, 50, 24, and here it becomes 0. That means the 8th unit is producing or adding nothing to the total output. You can see it at the 7th unit of labor, the total output reached 504, and at the 8th unit it is still 504. After this, if the firm continues to employing more of the labor, it will give negative productivity. It becomes -9. It becomes -15. Okay, so the effect of this will be on the total product also. The total product also starts declining. Okay, so up to this point the marginal product is increasing at increasing rate. Here marginal product is here the total product is increasing at the decreasing rate, and after this it starts declining, right? And this is the average product. Average product, you know, is Q by L. So you need to divide this with the total number of labor. 80 by 1, 170 by 2, 270 by 3. That is 80 by 1, 170 by. Now you will understand the concept with the figure of graph. Here the panel A is for total product. Here you put output and here is labor. Okay, on the x-axis you put it labor, and on the y-axis you put it Q or TP. Okay, so up to this point we can see that the total product is increasing at a very fast rate. Why? Because up to this point the marginal product is increasing, right? The marginal product is increasing, so the slope of this total product is very steep. After this point, what will happen? The marginal product will start declining. You got it? The marginal product starts declining after this point. This is another point. At this you got the maximum point of your average product, which will come after the maximum point of your marginal product. And at this point you see that this is the highest level or highest point of the total product curve, and you will get it where the marginal product of the labor is 0. This shows the zero productivity of one extra unit of labor. Okay, so we are talking about one extra unit of labor when we talk about the marginal product. I hope this figure is making any sense to you. Now comes the question that to which extent a producer will keep on employing extra unit of labors to conduct the production process. So to understand, we classify the figure into 3 stages. This is the first stage, this is the second stage, and this is the third stage. So the first stage is up to that point where average product is increasing. This is the first stage of the production process. The second stage starts when the average product also starts to decline, and the pace of increasing the total product decreases. The rate of increasing the total product is decreased. Okay, so the total product is now started declining. The rate of increasing the total product is decreasing. So there is a difference between the two. Okay, so this is the second stage, and the third stage starts when the marginal product of the labor becomes zero, and after this the total product starts declining. So this is not a desirable portion of the for the producer to operate in this area. So a rational producer will always be in these two stages. He will never cross the limit or the point. Give number to the points K, A, B, C. So the producer will never cross the point K on MP and never cross the point C on the TP curve, because it will give him loss in his business. So I hope you understood what is it. So if you have any query, you can put it in the comment box. And I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe my channel and share it as much as you can. Thank you so much.